Los polos hermanos, everybody, welcome back to another epic inexorable video. In this video, we're taking another look at the equation of a circle. These are more examples, harder situations in order to get results out of these things. So, for example, something that we haven't looked at yet, the point 4 minus 2 lies on the circle with center 8, 1. Find the equation of the circle. We're not given the radius. We're not given a fair amount of information, but we can interpret this geometrically. We could draw something if we wanted to, or we could just set it up. Let's write down the equation of the circle in terms of what we know, and what we don't know, we'll just leave it in its general form. So, using the equation of a circle, just like in the previous video, we'll be having x minus the center is 8, 1. So it's going to be x minus 8 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals, and we don't know what the radius is, so it's equal to r squared. We don't know what it is. But we do know, we can do this in two ways. We can either find essentially the length of the line, just like in a few videos ago, we did finding the length of a line segment. The line segment here will be the length of the radius. We can do that, that's fine. That's the obvious way. Another way that you can do it is you can actually substitute in and you will get your answer straight out. I actually think this way is faster. So let me explain what I mean. We know that 4 minus 2 is on the circle. It tells us that in the question, which means there is a point 4 minus 2 that this equation satisfies. So we can fill things in. 4 is the x coordinate, minus 2 is the y coordinate. We can actually replace the x and the y coordinate with 4 and minus 2 respectively, and it will tell us what y is if we rearrange. So for x, 4 is on the line or on the circle, so there we go. We just put the 4 in there where the x was, minus 8, that was already there, squared, plus y is minus 2, minus 1 squared equals r squared. Now we just need to solve this and it will tell us what r squared is. We don't even need to find the square root of r squared. We don't even need to find r. We can just leave it in terms of r squared. So again, I'll talk about that in a second. 4 minus 8 is minus 4, but if we square minus 4, we get positive 16. So this says that 16 plus, and then minus 2 minus 1, that's minus 3. But remember, minus 3 squared is positive 9. We get this. 16 plus 9 equals r squared. Now that means that 25 is equal to r squared. And you might be really tempted to go, okay, r equals 5. You're right, it does. It's not, r must be positive because it's a radius. Radiuses or radii cannot be negative numbers. So yes, you're right, r is 5. But we don't actually need to know that because the equation of a circle is given in terms of r squared. So all we would do by finding the square root of r squared and finding r to get 5, we'd have to square it again because there's going to be a 5 squared here. R squared is 25. Let's just put it straight in. So the answer to this guy would, I was going to rewrite it, but I won't even. We just replace r squared with 25. That's it. So this is the answer. There you go. So actually, it's not too difficult. It's just asking you a question in a different way. If you're not comfortable with what I just did, you can find the length of this line segment. That will give you, not r squared, it will give you r. Then you need to square it, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's one thing. Let's just do a couple more examples, or maybe one or two. Okay guys, so you've got another example here. It's a little bit similar to the previous one, but instead of asking us for the equation of the circle, it's actually just asking for r. So we will need to be doing some square rooting at the end of this. So the point 1, 3 lies on the circle x minus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals r squared. Find r. Guys, Same situation, substitute 1 for x and 3 for y. Why do you do that again? Well, the reason why is because this is an x, y coordinate, which means if you substitute the x and the y respectively in, it will satisfy the equation because it's on the line. And when I say, well, line, it's on the circle. It's on the curve, it's on the circle. So guys, that's all we have to do. So we're going to substitute x is 1. So we say 1 minus 3 squared plus, and then y is going to be 3. So 3 plus 4 squared equals r squared. Now we have to solve this for r, and we're done. So 1 minus 3 is minus 2, but minus 2 squared is positive 4, plus 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 squared is 49, that's equal to r squared. And then that means that 53 is equal to r squared, because 4 plus 49. Therefore, r is equal to the square root of 53, just like that. Okay guys, so we've got another example here. The point 1 minus 3 lies on the circle x minus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals r squared. This time it is indeed asking us to find the value of r, not to find the equation of the circle. It doesn't actually want that, it wants the value of r. So whenever we find r squared, we will need to square root this time. So let's just jump straight in. Let's use the previous method. We're going to essentially say 1 minus 3, 1 is the x coordinate, minus 3 is the y coordinate. We just substitute those in to this x and this y. So 1 is the x coordinate, we get 1 minus 3 squared, plus y is minus 3, we get minus 3 plus 4 squared equals r squared, just like that. And we just need to simplify. So 1 minus 3, that gives us negative 2, but negative 2, in brackets, squared is 4. So that is positive 4 plus, this is minus 3 plus 4, that just makes 1. 1 squared is just 1, is equal to r squared, just like that, okay? Therefore, r squared is equal to 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. Therefore, r is equal to the square root of 5. The square root of 5 does not simplify. 5 is a prime number. You cannot simplify this. That is an irrational. And you cannot simplify the surd. You can't break it down at all. So that's your answer. The radius is root 5. Root 5 units. That's it. And guys, that is essentially how these questions go. Now, we will do another part of this video relating to completing the square. This is a common thing for circles, especially proper exam questions. My actual A-level exam involved a circles question, which you needed to complete the square on it. So it's a really important skill. Make sure that you are really, really up to date with completing the square, because it's going to come back to haunt us in the next video. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.